we can talk about college football playoff.
Yes. All right. Out of the Office fans, welcome. Back-to-back nights, doing a live stream. Unprecedented for Out of the Office Sports. We've had some free time. Thanks to old Thanksgiving. Here with Sonny, usually in New York for Out of the Office, representing us well. He's in town, so get to do an in-person show with him. We'll be talking, NFL power rankings just came out. You saw them on Twitter. Some college basketball, some college football, NBA, MLB, everything we got tonight. If you're in the chat, let us know some questions. We'll respond, and we'll get this show on the road. So, Sonny, anything on your mind? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I think we should lead off with the number one team in the power rankings, my very own New Orleans Saints.
Okay.
It's also the first game of the week.
Oh, yes, Thursday night.
Thursday nighter. Saints are good, man. Saints are really good. I think home field advantage is going to be key in the playoffs. I'm trying to keep that stiff arm on the Rams there. I'm a little nervous about it. I think, if I'm being just totally honest, I think we'll probably end up 13-3. Maybe lose a game to the Panthers. Maybe lose a game to the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
We could lose 2 games. That's fine. But, I think, we were able to beat the Rams this year at home. Last year, we got our butt whooped by when we played at Rams. We'll see. They're strong, though, man. The defense is coming around, playing good, opportunistic.
Number one rush defense. You got Zeke this week. Zeke's just unreal. You think you can stop him?
I think
y'all
so.
Got it?
I think so. We got Lattimore holding down Amari Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on the rush. Hopefully Davenport can play this week. It'll be huge. But yeah, I think we can take him down.
Okay.
Whack Prescott. He's got nothing on us.
This is definitely the game, It's always with the Cowboys. Wow, they're looking great. This could be a good matchup, and then the Saints are just going to straight whoop them, and you're like, oh, what's wrong with Dallas? And that whole NFC East, I think Philadelphia is going to end up sliding in there. I know they're beat up defensively, but I think I like Carson Wentz in that offense better than the Cowboys, even though the Cowboys defense is actually pretty good. They've been playing well this year. I still like Philadelphia, just the last 5 games of the year, just pulling it together.
Yeah, I like Philly too. I think what it comes down to is we all talk about their defense struggling. I get it. At the end of the day, their top 2 corners are out. It's not going to get much better regardless. So I'm not too worried that they have LeBlanc and whoever else they got. These guys that weren't even on the 53-man roster starting these games, which is sad. But point is, it's not starters, so it's still going to be lackluster play. We're more frustrated with the Eagles on offense, actually. Why does Doug Peterson not run the ball more? They get away. They didn't even put Josh Adams in the game. You had him 50-yard touchdown, his first touch of the game this week, called back for a hold, and he does not touch the ball again the whole first quarter, midway through the second quarter until he gets his next touch. I don't know what's up with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's the Eagles' division to take, and honestly, it's themselves standing in their own way, and really it's the coaching because they lost. It's what a Super Bowl does to you. You win the Super Bowl, you lose a lot of your coaches and a lot of that depth. And
Frank Wright.
It's the reason the Colts are so good. That offense, this is what they're missing, that X factor. And then they lost their D coordinator too. So it's I think that's what it comes down to. But it's theirs for the taking. That division is there for them.
Okay, yeah, I agree for sure, no doubt. And just with the Redskins, just that brutal injury to Alex Smith just really hurt them. I like the Redskins, even though they're like the most average team. Like in the past 2 seasons with Jay Gruden, like they have the most average record, 500 record in the NFL with them, but because they're hot and cold all the time. But I liked Alex Smith, and I thought they would be able to pull it together, but that injury is just. I mean, Colt McCoy's not leading them to the playoffs, so
It's tough, yeah. And remember, they lost Geis even before the season. They're
yeah,
banged
their
up.
O line before 2 games before that they lost 2 of their starting O linemen. So
they're good at home though. I don't know how their schedule shapes up in terms of how many games they have left on FedEx Field, but they're strong at home. Honestly, the home field's a little sketchy too. Players are always getting hurt there. It's that turf, that grass. I don't know what they got going on over there. So maybe that's not helping them. But hey, Colt shows some strength sometimes, man. He's feisty. He'll hang in there. He take a shot, throw the ball. He could surprise you.
He didn't play terrible, but he still ended up throwing 3 picks. So that's not gonna get it done. So. The next team I want to talk about is the Green Bay Packers, sitting in at 14th on our power rankings. I mean, it's just sad what's happening in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers.
They're not getting in. They're not making the playoffs this year. There's no way.
I know. He's not saying, be patient. What was he saying 2 years ago? Be patient or something like that. They ended up making the playoffs. He's not, he's not saying that this year. He knows they're not very good. And I think, what are they going to do? He throws to Devontae Adams over and over and over again. Jimmy Graham every once in a while. Jimmy Graham's a great player with Drew Brees. And, but he took all that money. Yeah. They're going to have no money to spend anywhere else. They're going to have to let their best defensive player in Clay Matthews go unless for whatever reason he takes a super small contract, which I don't think he will because he's still playing very well. And the whole Green Bay organization, you got Aaron Rodgers. He's a great quarterback, but it's not like Tom Brady, he takes a pay cut. All right, let's build around me. So, it's such an odd situation because you're gonna pay him. You gotta keep him, but
yeah, you have to keep him.
You gotta find some diamonds in the rough.
Yeah, it comes down to the whole. We'll see if this is the year they get rid of McCarthy, or if they let him stay a little longer. I don't know, but I saw a tweet the other day that was pretty funny. I thought it was really accurate. They were saying the Packers are basically the Bengals plus Aaron Rodgers. If you think about it,
except the one Super Bowl. They did get that in.
Okay, but
winning in the playoffs.
So we give Rodgers,
and winning in the playoffs.
We give Rodgers his GOAT status, right? He's up there. Oh, he's so amazing. This, that. He's won once. He's been in the league for a lot of years, man.
He has been hurt a lot too.
Fine.
But I agree. I can see that. But the Bengals. Marvin Lewis just got bailed out again with Andy Dalton going on the IR. It's get out of jail free card for him with Andy Dalton's injury because, they were on the brink, maybe making the playoffs, maybe not. And if they end up not making it, they can be, then they have our star quarterback, Andy Dalton. So,
yeah, I think Hugh Jackson's a little bummed.
I know. He was hoping to get that head coaching job there.
Yeah, I think that was his plan. He's just gonna sit in the shadows, wait till Marvin Lewis is out the door, and try and step right in. They're not great. They gotta move on from him too. That's the sad thing about sports, man. Just in general, there's so many teams. Like, I'd love to be a GM. Sure, you'd love to be a GM. Everyone would. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone thinks they know what they do. Mm-hmm. I'm sure when we're in the hot seat, it'd be totally different. But it just seems like, why struggle being middle of the road all these times? At some point, you got to cut your losses and move on, right? So, do we really think Andy Dalton's going to lead you to a Super Bowl some year? Why are we keep wasting these years?
Right. I agree. And you got AJ Green, and he's always hurt. He can't play a full season healthy
forever. Yeah.
Also, about the whole. Okay, here you are. This brings me to last night's game. Here you are. Houston Texans. You got Deshaun Watson. You're 8-3. You're rolling after starting 0-3. And you think about all the quarterbacks they went through before Deshaun Watson. And it's not like they had, one guy and, they try to get it done and then nope. No, they had Brandon Weeden, they had Ryan Fitzpatrick, Tom Savage, Brock Osweiler, who else? I mean, they had so many different quarterbacks. They were just rolling through them, and then wow, you get Deshaun Watson, played amazing last year and towards ACL. He's picking it up. Like, he hasn't played great, but played very well last night against Tennessee. And you think, like, should you switch up quarterbacks more?
I think so.
If you're struggling, like, Jags are currently, they're putting in Kessler. I mean, you got to change something, losing 7 in a row. But, like, think about all the quarterbacks Texans went through to get Deshaun Watson. And another thing about Deshaun Watson, I think we'll be able to see what could have been from Teddy Bridgewater. What could have been if RG3, if they didn't get hurt like they did. And maybe see, what type of career they possibly could have had. Because Deshaun Watson's very similar to them. And so it'll be good to see. Not saying Teddy Bridgewater could probably get a chance still, maybe.
Honestly, he's coming for a few scrap plays at the end of some games, and he hasn't looked sharp. Which is weird because, we got him hoping if anything happens to Breeze, we got a little bit of insurance. Not too convinced, but that's a whole different topic. Staying on this Deshaun Watson train, though, he deserves some love. The dude, he's a beast. Yeah. Let's go back to him sliding so far in the draft. The people not believing him. I don't know why, right? Like, this dude was awesome. Nick Saban, you had Nick Saban openly saying, it's clear who the best quarterback in the nation is, Deshaun Watson. You have that coming from Nick Saban. He's got the scouting report for you. You remember Dabo Swinney was saying, passing on him is like passing on Michael Jordan.
Yeah, generational player.
It sounded dramatic at the time. Yeah. Oh, it's his guy, whatever.
It's his coach, yeah.
He wasn't lying. And then you hear last night on the broadcast them saying, he's Mr. Rubber Band Man taking all his hits. And dude, he's hanging in there.
Yeah.
Playing with the punctured lung, doing it for his coach. He's so good. He throws that ball so well. And he's even making that bozo Bill O'Brien look good. They're winning in spite of him half the time. He's a monster, dude. I love Deshaun Watson.
Also, back to the whole RG3 and Teddy Bridgewater, how they're similar quarterbacks. You look at, he's going to get hurt like they did. That's also probably why he slid down. But yeah, he's looking good so far, and I don't like it. I don't like it as a Jags fan. But
yeah, Texans are good. You think they take the division?
I mean, at 8-3 right now, they got an easy schedule the rest of the way. I can see them finishing 12-3, and not really breaking a sweat to finish 12-3. But I like out of that division the Colts. I can see them getting a wild card spot because Frank Wright in that offense, they're starting to click. Andrew Luck's not getting sacked. He's on pace to throw about 48 touchdowns. And that defense is picking it up. They got a young group of linebackers who can ball for sure. So I like them getting up that one of those wild card spots.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Colts, Texans both make the playoffs. Probably a safe bet.
And then you got the old redheaded stepchild of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Getting a nice little 3-8 and firing our offensive coordinator, Nathaniel Hackett.
Real quick, I don't want to harp on it too much because I heard you on the stream yesterday talking about the whole sounding off on the double switch, right? The quarterback and the OC. Going back to what I was saying about, I totally agree with you, by the way. Going back to what I was saying about like moving on at some point, at this point, sorry. Jag season is a lost cause, right?
Yeah, 3-8.
So at this point, it's about collecting information, and then moving on from that and knowing. The double switch, you don't know what's the problem.
Right.
You leave Blake Bortles in there, even one more game, right? At least let him see, first we're thinking, Hackett's the crutch of the team. Okay, then let's see Bortles without him. Make sure, he still did the same thing.
There's 5 games left.
Exactly. Give him a game, give him 2 games, whatever. Then let Kessler get his time too, but now there's a big chunk of information missing there of what's to be. it doesn't make sense to go with that.
That's exactly how I feel. And I mean, if you're a losing team, you see how many undrafted players get these huge contracts. I would be moving guys around after every single game, critiquing every single player after every single game if I'm not gonna make the playoffs, because that's like the NFL draft for you. You're getting a chance to try out all these players, trying to find the next AJ Boye, Andrew Norwell, all these undrafted free agents who are getting these big contracts who play well, and I would just be moving guys around so much, trying to find something to build on for next year. And it's just no one on the Jags has gotten better from last year, and it's disappointing to see. One move I think they need to make is starting Ronnie Harrison at safety, their rookie out of Alabama. Start him over Barry Church. Just get that youth in there, see what he can do. Maybe have him starting in 2019.
Yeah, I'm right there with you with drafting trying out all the undrafted guys, because like you said, it's your version of the NFL draft, but also you're getting months in advance. You're
Right.
doing it while all these other teams that are fighting for the playoffs or thinking about the playoffs,
Mm-hmm.
you're not even worried about this. So you're getting your picks, you're getting your evaluations, you're checking all that stuff before anybody else. So might as well make use of the time in some way.
Like the main example right now for me on the Jags is one, Flowers, left tackle, was on the Giants, former first round pick. They cut him this year. Jags picked him up, and he's just playing awful. So bad. Even on run plays, he's just like having to catch up with the guy. And what do you got to lose? Cut him. Don't. He's bad. We know he's bad. Why you're not gonna make him better. You're not gonna make him, Jonathan Ogan, Muniz, any of these top left tackles that we've had, Andrew Whitworth, like all these Hall of Fame left tackles, he sucks. You got cut by the Giants who suck.
Yeah.
And try to find someone.
Yeah, if he's gonna be a project at this point, like doesn't need the game time. Like, do your thing, practice him hard, do something else. We've seen it in the gameplay. It's not pretty.
Yeah.
It's not gonna go anywhere. Playing another game, playing another 5 games, it's not gonna change right now. Maybe next year, maybe something else. It's a lost cause right now.
I mean, there's somebody who is sitting there. They're like, oh man, like I just want to play in the NFL, and you don't know. Like, there's always players from small schools who end up making it. Tennessee Chattanooga, Terrell Owens. Like, you never know where these guys are gonna come from, and you gotta find something.
Yeah,
you gotta find something.
They say it all the time with these undrafted guys. They run harder, try harder,
right?
Everything.
They're trying to get that. They want that contract. They want to be able to have football their living.
Yeah.
So that's I watched a story on AJ Boye on Sunday, and it was a whole undrafted deal and getting the contract, and it's a really good story.
And it's been proven. I mean, scouts, they're missing on people all the time, right? Thielen, what happened? How does this dude not get a deal offer?
Yeah.
How does he not get? How does no one?
$500.
Yeah. Antonio Brown, Central Michigan, dude. J.J. Watt, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. He had to walk on. He didn't get these offers.
Yeah.
There's talent gaps here. It's being missed. You can use this time to be finding that. You're right.
That's I mean, that's what I would be doing. Like,
you might as well give us the Jaguars, man.
I know. Come on, you fire Dave Caldwell. Put me in there. I'd hire Tony Romo to be my quarterback, my offense coordinator, and head coach. First ever in the NFL. Tony Romo, be taking the Jags to the Super Bowl every year until he's 50. All right.
Hey, at least we moved on from Drew Brees to the Jags. Have Romo take him.
I hated Romo until he started announcing. I love him now, but all right. So
Chiefs Pats. They for the AFC. That's it? You're thinking, hey, Pats did it. They played them tough, fine, but Pats won. You give them the strong edge, or you think it's a toss up?
I think I don't like the Patriots at all. Like I know like they're gonna play well, but it's just they're starting to turn me off every week. It seems like they're not that old machine that they're well-oiled machine that like they're used to be, at the end of the season. But also with Mahomes, like I think teams are starting to figure out how to get to him and make him a little nervous and try to make too many things happen and force some mistakes from him, which he's still very talented. But if there's a guy to do it, it's going to be Belichick with the team full of undrafted players that just win Super Bowls. But not they have talent, but
yeah, I mean Belichick, the defensive-minded guy, he's the one to crack the code. Honestly, don't get me wrong, loving Mahomes, love what he's doing. Runner-up MVP right behind Drew Brees. They're pretty close. I'll give it. But I just think, we live in this prisoner of the moment all the time, right? They were looking amazing. This high-powered offense is cool. Got it. They look great. I got it. But I just think they were running this college offense that no one's run in the NFL really. It was new. People don't get it.
Whatever. It's so spread out.
Someone's gonna crack the code. Then everyone's going to just watch the same tape, do the same thing. And it might not stop it completely, I got you, but it's going to taper it back a little bit. Everyone regresses back to the mean. Everything's new the first time. It's kind of crazy. Same thing. Lamar Jackson, you see him running all over the place. Eventually, these are brilliant minds, man. Right. These guys don't get here by no choice. There's only 32 people in the world doing this job as defensive coordinator, right? They know what they're doing. They got their head on. Someone's going to figure it out. They all copy it. And Belichick might be that dude. Dude, I'm not that convinced on the Pats either, but come playoff time, it's hard.
Gronk back. That's a different offense with Gronk, and if you can get Gronk going, Edelman's always a grinder.
Yeah.
Hogan's a grinder. Hasn't really done much this year, and then you got Josh Gordon, who can put the numbers up.
He's gonna be good with them.
Sony Michel's amazing.
True.
They're very good.
White.
They're just James White. They're just not clicking necessarily. Maybe once everybody plays a few games, but they're always going to be in the playoffs. So
yeah,
that's what we got. So the Bears, NFC.
I'm not convinced.
They're killing it right now. Yeah. You're not convinced?
No, I think they beat up on some bad teams. Trubisky's got an awesome QBR. I get it, but I don't know, man. I think it gets inflated by some stat. He did 5 touchdowns that one game in the first half. Like some of that stuff gets inflated a little bit. I think they feast on some weak teams. That defense is top notch.
That defense,
elite.
They get so many defensive touchdowns, so many sacks, so many turnovers. They can fly. Eddie Jackson, Amos. You got Khalil Mack, Leonard Floyd, Smith, the rookie from Georgia, middle linebacker.
But
Akeem Hicks, I mean, they
Trubisky, I'm not convinced on. He's playing great,
he is.
But I don't know.
That Matt Nagy offense right now, he's got them playing to the type of offense that Trubisky needs, and he's playing well in it. So you got Cohen, who can absolutely fly. Jordan Howard's not having a great year.
No,
but
I think he could have been.
He's had a few games where he's looked good. But Cohen's getting a lot more snaps than he is. I understand just how that whole offense is going.
I think Howard could have been the X factor to that offense that Khalil Mack was to their defense. And it wasn't there this year. It was high on him in fantasy. I believed in Jordan Howard. Not seeing it. I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah. He's not. That was a bad pass. Yeah, I agree. But just that. The NFC is just so stacked with the Saints and Rams. Mm-hmm. They're the third. They're the third best team, and I don't see them beating. If they had to go through both of them, beating both of them to make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, chat, if you're listening, let us know any comments on our power rankings. Anybody you think should be up, down. We'll pull it up one more time. It's on Twitter. It's on Instagram. Out of Office Sports. Anybody else you want to talk about?
You want to talk about the bottom for a little bit? Just have a little fun. So you got Raiders last, right? What do you think about Derek Carr saying he wants to screw up the draft? Is this just covering up tanking talk? Is it just kind of, or you think he means it?
I mean that's that team's abysmal, and it's I just hope they're all right when they move to Las Vegas, because if not,
I feel like they have no fight in them. Like,
it's gonna be sad.
They have no fight. So okay.
Oh, no fight.
Mm-mm.
No fight at all. And it's just, I don't know. I wasn't convinced in John Gruden. Wasn't convinced. Even when he won the Super Bowl with the Bucs, with Tony Dungy's team, won that Super Bowl and was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done coaching. Like, he had a whole coaching career ahead of him and stopped. And then all of a sudden wants to come back to coaching, gets this mega deal as a coach, and gets 3 first-round picks, and, like, it's just like, does this guy know what he's doing?
I wouldn't be that harsh on him.
I don't know.
I feel like there's a little bit of personal, like, you got it out for him there. But I think, and what's sad for the city of Oakland is I just think he came in with the intentions of, it was never about the Oakland Raiders. This was about the Las Vegas Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
The dude signed a 10-year deal, right? He knows he has the job security. He's got that under control. They're not going to win immediately. The Derek Carr magic year where they made that playoff run, that's in the past. Yeah. That's it. They're getting ready for when they bring the team to Vegas. They trade Khalil Mack to get these first-round picks. They're building for that to be relevant when that happens. I think this was a sacrifice year all along. We shouldn't rule him out for this year being so terrible on Gruden.
You know what just entered my mind?
What's that?
The Oakland Raiders now, the Las Vegas Raiders, are the Jaguars in a few years. You had that amazing year. You made it to the playoffs. The next year, you suck. You suck again, you fire your head coach. You get another one, he sucks, and then you're just bad. You got this superstar in Jalen Ramsey. He wants out of town. You move to London. You trade him away. You got 3 first-round picks. You're going to London. You hire Tony Romo to a 10-year NFL head coaching job. And then you're the first NFL team in London.
Could happen.
I think the Raiders just wrote the Jaguar script in the next 10 years.
Hey,
coming up here soon. It's the same thing that happened. Great team. High on them. Okay, Derek Carr gets hurt. That's why you lose in the playoffs. Jaguars, great team. Next year you suck. Raiders, next year you suck. W fired. Jaguars suck again. Monroe, Tug fired. Khalil Mack not happy. Jalen Ramsey not happy. Bringing a new coach. Ramsey doesn't talk to the new coach. You're not good. We're not good with you. We don't need you. Trade. I don't know. Ramsey's got that personality, but.
All right, so going back to the good teams now. Enough trash talk there. Literally trash talk. What do you think about the Vikings and Kirk? You believe? You believe in them? I'm not. I don't get it. I heard. Okay, so I get the whole the script all along of like, oh, he doesn't play great in big games. He chokes in big games. I knew it. I knew it to be like anecdotally pretty true. I've watched him choke. I watched him, exceed and put up numbers in those other games. But I saw the hard numbers the other day, and it shocked me. He's somewhere. It's somewhere close to like teams below 500 record that he's playing against.
Mm-hmm.
He's like 23 and like 7 or something. And teams above 500 winning record, he's like 4 and like 17 or 18. Like 4 wins against teams above 500.
Wow.
So I saw it. I kind of knew it until I saw it on paper. I was like, ooh, is he really the guy I want leading my team down the stretch here in the playoffs? I don't know.
I don't know. Just see, I like the Bears over the Vikings.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
just the Vikings defense is good. Xavier Rhodes, I don't know the full extent to his injury, but he came up lame in their game.
Yeah.
Their defense isn't playing up to what they used to be. The Bears' defense is looking way better than the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
Everson Griffin's had his whole head case problem the entire year. And just, I expected more out of the rushing offense for Minnesota. They've had some good games with Latavius Murray. Delvin Cook's been hurt. But Kirk Cousins just throws so much.
I want to see.
It makes me a little nervous.
I want to see Cook come back really strong. I mean, you see these flashes of it still coming back from the injury. I think he can handle the workload. You know, give him next year, the full season or something. I believe in him. I believed in him coming out of college. Believed in him in the draft. I could see him handling the workload. You see him making the catches out the backfield, making the plays. I hope he can get back to where he was up top. I know those injuries are hard to come back from, but wishing the best for him for sure.
All right. So, baseball. Free agency. It's open. And no one's really going anywhere. There's been a few one-year contracts here and there. You got Donaldson signing a 1-year, $23 million deal with the Atlanta Braves. McCann signing that 1-year deal with the Braves as well. You had Matt Moore signing a 1-year deal. What's going on? Why this happened last offseason too with, JD Martinez, all these guys, they waited really late to sign. What do you think's going on in baseball?
Everyone's waiting for the two big ones to drop, the two big dominoes here in Machado and Harper. I think they go first, seeing what teams they go to first of all. Second of all, I think they set the market. I think, see how much money they make. Dude, Bryce Harper's deal can be anywhere. Dude, Bryce Harper's deal could range $100 million, which is crazy. Like, up or down. We have no clue what he's about to get. So I think those two pieces, I think they set the free agency market, and then that's when the whole frenzy begins. It is really weird for it to have waited this long, though. Let me ask you, though. I have this theory. Let's see what your question is. If Manny Machado never made that Johnny Hustle comment, is he already a Yankee by now?
No. I don't think so.
No?
Because he's always had that. It doesn't matter the fact that he said it. He's always been that type of player. He's always had that charisma about him. I thought I could see Harper more going to the Yankees than Machado, but it makes no sense for Harper to go with the outfield that they have.
Yeah.
Just one, I think Machado wants to be the superstar, I think, on a team. You go to the Yankees, I don't think you're the superstar. You always got some guys holding it down. You got a lot of fan favorites for New York already.
Yeah.
I think Machado wants to go somewhere, he's the praise of the team. I'm the only good player on the team type deal. I don't think he cares that much about making the playoffs. He wants that young moolah, baby.
What's interesting to me is I don't know why are the Yankees looking so hard at infielders here with Machado and trying to trade for Cano? Like, you got basically, in my eyes,
biased. You got some rookies. Yeah.
Biased, but you got basically co-rookies of the year over here with Gleyber Torres and Andujar. Where are you going to fit all these pieces? I get it. Didi's hurt. He's still a beast. Like,
he plays great at Yankee Stadium.
Where are they going to fit all these guys? I don't know. At least in I agree with you. I hear you on the Harper outfield thing. That they're stacked out there. But, McCutcheon's gone. Right? They don't bring him back. Dude, Judge, Stanton, and Harper.
Oh, my gosh.
Dream come true.
Oh, my gosh.
I like the Paxton pickup.
James Paxton pickup's huge. I love James Paxton. Great lefty arm. Great lefty arm. he gets a little, not that much talk about him in Seattle. That those West Coast teams get missed out a little bit on the talk, especially Mariners. They don't have that huge market. But yeah, great pickup. Mariners looking to trade Robinson Cano, which I would try to trade him as well. The way the Mariners team's built, they're not winning this year. You got to get some money off your books. I would try trading him.
They have D. Gordon in the outfield. So.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Robinson Cano. That'll be interesting. He came back from his suspension and played pretty decent.
Yeah.
He hasn't played that great in.
He's getting older.
Yeah, Seattle. The first few years he played, not great. Picked it up a little bit, but
yeah,
we'll see.
I'd be fine with the Cano homecoming to New York. But the problem is, no team wants to be paying this at the end of his contract. This top dollar, some 41-year-old infielder. It doesn't work.
Albert Pujols, man, his contract, he signed that massive deal with the Angels, and he was good with them for maybe 3 years.
Yeah,
and that's might be stretching it, and he's just a lot of money for average production with Albert Pujols, and you're gonna get the same with. I thought the same when the Mariners signed Cano.
Yeah,
it's you're gonna get average production when he's later in his career.
And the Yankees, they're young, right?
Yeah.
Why go old? Not even for a discount, right? Stay young while you have it. No need to change it. It's fine. They can move on without him. Harper would be crazy to see him pinstripes, though, and I think he'd eat it up there in New York. I also think the New York media would eat him up, though. So goes a little both ways. But I'll tell you what, man. Being there, the inside scoop, it's Judge's city. That is Aaron Judge's city. As much as Stanton wanted to do it, Stanton, he underperformed this year, but they get on him. They get on him. It bothers him. You can see it kind of weighing on him. And I'm sorry. We get Harper. I love Harper to death, but he's not taking that crown from Judge.
Right.
They love that dude over there.
So where's Harper landing? Your best guess. Where's he gonna land?
I'm a little intimidated with how much Philly's talking about spending all this money, this crazy money. By the way, Pat Corbin visiting Philly today.
He did. Yep.
That's a big move there. I like Pat Corbin.
Yeah. Once Paxton went to the Yankees, Corbin, team that needs some starting pitching, they're gonna look towards him. Phillies, you got Arrieta. You could get Corbin. Get Harper.
Dude, Nola. Don't forget Nola.
Oh, Aaron Nola. Oh my gosh, yeah. Cy Young candidate. That's gonna be a great staff if they can make that move. Go a little righty.
And you teased it yesterday, but Mike Trout is obsessed with Philadelphia.
Yep. Huge Philly fan.
Huge. He's best friends with Carson Wentz. Now you see him at the Eagle game getting the touchdown balls handed to him. That'd be crazy.
Harper signs with him this offseason. Philly makes a trade for Trout at the trade deadline. Braves might be in trouble. But, what about, here you are, Yankees, New York, big city, Mets. They got that big city. Would they make one of these big moves, for Machado, for Harper?
I don't think so. I think they're sellers right now. Have you heard these rumors about the Syndergaard deal?
I have.
They're shopping him. What's this about? That man's a monster.
I know. And the first one I saw was the Padres, and I was like, I want the Padres to be good. They try to make things happen, but Will Myers is over there, and that poor guy is just, not winning.
I feel like that the NHL story about the guys in the Uber and him saying all this stuff about the team and their sucky coach and all this stuff. Yeah. Will Myers would have some good stuff to say.
That guy wins Rookie of the Year as an outfielder, goes to the Padres, and starts playing first base. Like, I know he has injuries and whatnot, but it's just what he had such a good bat. My take on Harper, I think he's gonna go Philadelphia.
Yeah.
There's all these talks about Philadelphia making the move for Machado at the trade deadline this year.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't make the move. I think they're waiting to make an even bigger move, and that's in Bryce Harper. I think that's where he ends up landing. I don't know the other talk. I know they have said Harper's not going to the Yankees. You can't confirm that. You don't know that. They've said that. I mean, don't always rule out Harper not going back to Washington. He's played there. I don't see it happening. Because if he would have stayed, he would have already stayed.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think that relationship is soured. I think it's over. Philly's definitely the front runner right now, and that city right now, just in general with all their sports teams, they're on fire, right? I think Eagles win the Super Bowl, kind of spark something. You see the 76ers making the trade.
Butler, yep.
Yeah, and they've always had the money. They're always top 5 spending team forever. On top of always having the money to make these trades, they've been saving money the past couple of years and not using it all.
Mm-hmm.
They're ready to unload on some guys. It sounds cliche to pick Philly for Harper, or Machado. They're gonna land one of these guys. Right now, I don't see it not happening. They sat last free agency. They kind of sat idle with intentions of waiting for this year. They knew all the names are coming up. It's hard to see them not make a move.
Mm-hmm. You didn't have to give anybody up at the trade deadline. For a second half of the season, you get to keep those players. So we'll see.
Yeah, they got some good young guys there. They're good. I don't know about their coach with the analytics and all that stuff. Growing pains. Maybe it'll work out. But yeah, we'll see. And then going back to the Nationals a little bit, maybe when they blow it up, maybe they have a little better team chemistry or something. Maybe they won't be as kind of out of it as we think. At the end of the day, I don't know if we'll ever get a full season from Strasburg.
Yeah.
I mean, Scherzer's still gonna be awesome, but yeah, they might be all right.
Yeah, they can build a scrappy team. Get some wins together. If you got great starting pitching, you scrap a couple runs. You never know, but the Grom knows it best. No offense, no bueno. Yeah. Any other players? Any other baseball takes you got?
I'd hate to see the Redskins. The Redskins. I'd hate to see the Red Sox add some bullpen middle relief.
Oof. They'll be losing Kimbrel. Great closer last year for them. He had his best year in Boston last year.
Mm-hmm.
They're not keeping him. Be interesting to see where he goes. Hopefully back to the Braves. Bringing the crew back together. Just need Jason Hayward. Got McCann. Get Hayward. And Kimbrel. All the guys we traded to San Diego. That's why Noah, you don't want to go to San Diego. That blew up for San Diego real quick. They got Kemp, they got all those guys, and it did absolutely nothing.
How about the Cubs? Everyone's kind of quiet on the Cubs right now. No one's talking about anything. What do you think?
I think they choked last year.
I know.
They straight up choked. You get Darvish. It didn't plan out. You have all these players that you got rid of Arrieta. Arrieta goes to Philadelphia, has an amazing year. Did you blow a chance on keeping Arrieta? You signed Darvish, doesn't play great. Chris Bryant struggles, doesn't play. Hayward sucks. Rizzo didn't have that great of a year. Like, you had a lot of players not performing to what they're supposed to, and I think that's why they're not getting talked about. Like,
hey, it's a dark horse long shot. But how about Harper to the Cubs?
Whoa.
They named his dog's name's Wrigley.
Whoa.
Him and Chris Bryant, they're boys, Las Vegas boys.
Yeah.
They in this era of super teams, it's slowly trickling to every single sport. That'd be a good little trio there, Bryant,
I would
Rizzo,
not like that.
Harper.
That would not look good. Ugh, makes me sick. But I mean,
it won't matter because at the end of the day, you still got Madden back there. Madden as the manager, I swear that guy. I used to love him with the Rays.
no, I love Madden.
No, I don't love him right now.
I love
this
them.
year,
Loved.
dude. This guy,
loved.
I swear, I feel like I watched a decent amount of Cubs games here. A lot of Cubs friends, talk about him all the time. I swear, this year it felt like every day he'd pick his lineup out of a hat. He'd toss the names in a hat, shake it up. Oh, there's the first batter, second batter, third batter. I don't know what the heck he's doing. You have now. I get it. With the Rays, you mix things up. You kind of be a little unconventional, get the other team off their heels a little bit. But when you have the talent, you don't need to play games. You don't need to do these little gimmicks. Just play it out, man. He was something else.
Yeah.
But
Javi Baez did have a good year. I'm not that big of a fan of Javi. If he would have won the MVP, I would have went nuts. Because Yelich obviously deserved it. Derek Jeter, he's gonna make that move for Harper. Just kidding.
Dude, how about Yelich, man? That's a discount MVP, dude.
Yeah. And how about the Marlins? You had back-to-back NL MVPs on your team, and they're no longer. It happened when they won the World Series.
Yeah, they do it every time.
Oh, clean house. See ya. And it's crazy because you think of Miami, you think of like, oh man, like living in South Beach. You got the no state sales, the no state tax. You get all that extra money. It's where you want to be. That pop culture.
Yeah.
LeBron did it.
Yeah. You got the whole, as baseball, you got the whole Cuban population down there, super into the sports, just dying to love. Not the biggest sports town in terms of like always supporting their team, but when they're good, they're always there. They're waiting for a team to love. They had the pieces. Jeter has the money, dude. That man's got some deep pockets, and I don't blame Yelich for wanting out and complaining at the end.
Oh yeah,
but like it's unacceptable what he did, getting rid of everybody, man. Jeter, I can't believe it. Gotta love Marlins, man, though. Him chasing down the P.O. box where the Marlins headquarters address is in like the Bahamas or wherever. That was funny. That's some classic stuff right there.
Yeah. I wanna be happy if I was him either.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got Machado, you got Harper. I think list of players. I think Kimbrel's next. To where that player that that top guy, Corbin, just starting pitching, but Kimbrel can be a huge back end addition to a team. I would maybe look at Houston. They've haven't their bullpen's been hurting them. You got that great starting pitching. Hopefully you can stay healthy. They get someone like Kimbrel, they're gonna be back in the thick of things. Even without them, they're going to be bullpen arms will be huge for those for some of those teams.
Nothing to do with free agency, but real quick, throw your curveball here, MLB topic. You got a little bit of pitching background. You got some expertise here. I want to hear your take. Is Josh Hader gonna replicate next season? Can he stay doing this?
I think he, who you're gonna look at Josh Hader, and you're gonna automatically think of Andrew Miller.
Yeah.
I think as long as Andrew Miller wasn't healthy, but Andrew Miller had those dominant years, and I think we're just saw the beginning of Hader's dominant years. Andrew Miller's also a free agent. Don't forget about him. But yeah, I like Milwaukee. They got some pieces. I mean, they played well last year. I think they got a little lucky with their starting pitching. They played well. Yelich, it's hard to replicate MVP years. There's only one person who can do it. That's Mike Trout. But they played hard-nosed. Craig Console had them playing the right way, never giving up. I enjoyed that.
Fans get into it. The whole base.
Mm-hmm.
They got it. They
Milwaukee,
got something going.
Yeah. But yeah. So you've been talking a lot about college basketball. You've been talking up the Duke Blue Devils.
Yeah.
They're about to tip off. Might be tipping off here soon.
Yeah. They're good.
What do you have on Duke?
They're good, man. You got this trio, this three-headed beast here with R.J. Barrett, #1 pick in the draft, Zion Williamson, Cam Reddish, who, to be honest, is my favorite. I believe in him the most. The man's best three-point shooter, 7'2" wingspan.
Poof.
He's a monster. I believe in Zion a whole lot too. RJ's really good. He's gonna be he's kind of the consensus #1 pick still, no matter how he's doing. But I'm a little underwhelmed the first 5 or 6 games. We'll see how they play tonight. It's a good game against Indiana, first home game.
Okay.
They're kind of freaking out over there, the camera crazies. It was sad to see them lose that game to Gonzaga in the Hawaii tournament. So, dude, they had their chances at the end. Honestly, 2-point game. It's coming down the stretch. And R.J. Barrett's just taking the shot time and time. He took 4 shots at the end, down the stretch in the last minute. He took all 4 of the possessions, never even looked to pass. He got blocked on multiple ones of them. Like, it was crazy. I don't know why he didn't give up the ball, didn't move on. To be honest, yeah, I'm not trying to hate anything. First few games, not trying to make any conclusions here, but I think R.J. Barrett can pass the ball a little bit more, facilitate, get everyone. You got some awesome pieces there. Yeah, they have like Joey Baker, like the number 38 prospect in the country, somewhere around there, like 40. That man doesn't even get off the bench. They've got some crazy talent on this team. R.J. Barrett, spread the ball around. Trust your guys. Win the game here. But yeah, look out for them to put a hurting on Indiana tonight. Look for them to go on a little roll, make up for that loss there. And to be honest, it would have been cool to see like an undefeated season and then kind of flirt with it or something. But that loss and in a championship game early on, I think it might be good for them, band them together a bit. I think it'd be good for them in the long run. And on the flip side, dude, Gonzaga looks amazing.
Oh, they do.
Gonzaga looks amazing. Top 10 pick there in this dude, Rui Hachimura. Amazing dude. Cool story. The dude from Japan. Only like the 5th Japanese-born player, D1 basketball player. It's crazy.
Oh, wow.
He came over. He had to, he didn't speak English enough to like pass the SAT to enter Gonzaga.
Whoa.
So he had to take like 6 months to be able to like get the scores to get into school. It's been a couple years since then, and he's a monster. You'll see him go lottery pick in the draft this year. So there's some awesome players out there. Bull up in Oregon, 7'3", shooting,
oh my gosh,
shooting 3-pointers.
Show me that earlier. Wow.
You got some good players out there. College basketball, it's a fun year, and nothing touches March Madness. Best time of the year. So looking forward to it.
By far. We got upset alert here right now. Michigan State's losing to Louisville in overtime. 43 seconds left. Michigan State's down by 3. They have the ball after a dumb offensive foul for Louisville, up by 3. So Duke, Gonzaga, Kansas. They've started what, 5-0, 4-0.
Yeah, Kansas really good. North Carolina's very good. The dude Nasir Little.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very good. He actually went to high school not too far from here actually.
Okay.
For a year. I think he was out at Oakleaf.
Okay. Wow.
For a year, and then transferred to somewhere in Orlando, prep school or something. But he's a monster. He'll be the top 5 pick. He might be 2nd or 3rd pick if he might sneak right up there with Zion. Very good. Dude, there's so much talent in basketball right now. It's really cool. It's so much fun to watch. And like right now, you're seeing number 19 go down. Louisville came out hungry. And
at home, yep.
Dude, yesterday
neutral site.
Yeah.
Neutral site at home.
You got last night, dude, Oregon 25-point favorites to a random Texas Southern team.
Mm-hmm.
They lost outright. So, basketball is cool. Sometimes the ball bounces your way, sometimes it doesn't. It's exciting. You got great players all over the country. It'll be a good year. It's just the beginning. NBA is pretty cool too.
Yeah,
a little bit of a lull right now. my take on NBA is, everyone comes out the first month playing super hard, super into it, want to set some pace. Everyone's excited for the beginning of the year. First few home games are exciting, getting some chemistry with the team. We're past that month mark now. We're hitting the, almost the 25 games in. A couple players starting to be a little bit banged up. We got a couple little bickering, some arguments. It's a long season. We see, I think we see a little bit of a downtrend here in the intensity. You see 20-point leads getting blown every night, like on a nightly basis. Last night, 2 20-point leads in the NBA.
Magic were one, right? Magic and Warriors.
I didn't even count that one. That was another one. That was another one. And yeah, so it's crazy. Like a 20-point NBA is like a 5-point college basketball lead right now. So I think we're in a little bit of a lull, but it's exciting. You've seen the big Philly trade. You've seen there's teams starting to gel, and it's cool. You see some teams that bottom feeder teams in Memphis and Sacramento that we thought were going to be terrible, playing really well, holding their own, fighting. So it's cool. It's cool to see what's going on. Basketball is a great sport. Happy to have it back on TV here as NFL is winding down.
So let's think. Who last year we had Victor Oladipo going to the scene. He was with the Magic, then with the Thunder. Then last year he blew up.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody playing like that right now? Anybody blowing up that's been pretty quiet?
Nick Vucevic.
Really?
Yeah, on the Magic. That dude's the number 3 center in the league right now, behind Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid's a monster. But Nick Vucevic, I got him on my fantasy team.
Okay.
It's a nice pick. He's the 3rd best center right now in the league. He's playing like it consistently. He's averaging just under 28 points a game.
Whoa.
And quiet. No one's talking about it. No one talks about Magic. They're losing a lot of their games. It's fine, but dude, he's playing incredible.
Well, they got Isaac.
Yeah, Jonathan Isaac, Mo Bamba. Yeah, you got some guys out there. DJ Augustine.
Oh, he's there? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to watch him play next Friday. Pacers. Hopefully Oladipo's back. See somebody else on the Pacers. So, okay. You got any final thoughts? Anything you got? Anything you want to talk about? Chat. You got any questions for us? You got any fantasy football pickups? Fantasy basketball pickups? Guys maybe on the waiver wire? Anything like that?
Let's see. Gus Edwards was the hot pick last week.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool to see.
No doubt. That's really awesome.
The other hot pick last week was, people trying to get Traquan Smith from the Saints. Someone, being a Saints fan, I'll tell you, it's just too inconsistent. The ball spread too many different ways. You can't count on it at the end of the day. It's like people want to think about picking up Brandon Marshall. There's too.
You just don't know.
Yeah,
it's Michael Thomas and then spread out.
Yeah, exactly. So.
And Kamara.
I wouldn't freak out. The week before that, you had the Eagles game. You had Keith Kirkwood catch 10 passes and a touchdown.
Who's the other guy? Cook?
Austin Carr.
Carr.
Austin Carr had a touchdown this week. So every week you're a week behind every time. You're gonna start one guy and the next week you'll want to pick up the other one. So might as well move on from that. Let it go. Who to look for this week? That's a good question.
I know mine.
Who's that?
Cody Kessler.
That you got?
Taking the Jags 5-0.
Yeah.
He's gonna end up being the best quarterback in the league next Drew Brees. We're gonna be pumped this offseason knowing that. No, but
I'll give you a question for the Jags. How about without Fournette this week? Who's the top dog, Hyde or Yeldon?
Yeldon's had a great year,
and last year too.
And he's had a great year in his contract year. He's going to get a lot of money this offseason. He's going to end up going somewhere and being a great – he's great catching the ball out of the backfield. Sometimes it doesn't look pretty, and for whatever reason, when he catches the ball out the backfield, he makes some great moves. Not that much when he's running. He's had 13 rushes for 29 yards. It doesn't look pretty, but Carlos Hyde's played great the past 2 weeks when we gave him the opportunity. We traded for him, and then we were like, we won't use him. Basically, is what happened, and so I think it's going to be split between the two. Yeldon will play those passing downs. Hyde will play first and second. Yeldon hasn't really been running the ball since Fournette came back. He's been still playing a lot, catching the ball.
Hyde probably gets those red zone touches.
Yeah. Oh, if they get that. Oh gosh. But I don't know. I'm excited to see what Kessler's got. I just wish we didn't, like we said earlier, make the 2 moves. I want something to I want something good. I'm liking D.D. Westbrook. I think he can be very good. I think Moncrief can play. He was good with luck. He's made some good plays this year. You just got to get on the ball. He made a good play last week.
Do we know who's calling the plays?
Yeah, quarterback coach.
Okay.
Sliding in there. Yeah, Ben McAdoo was spotted in a Jaguars airport. They're going to have a nice non-creative offense again, and that will be fun. But what make you needed Alex Smith for Nathaniel Hackett's offense, and Blake Bortles isn't Alex Smith. He gets a no rhythm when he's handing the ball off constantly, and then has to throw a short pass. He gets he's messed up in the head right now. You can see it when he lets it go down the field. Against the Steelers, we had an 80-yard touchdown pass to Moncrief. We had that play down on 1 yard line. He likes to go deep. Just they haven't been doing it at all. They want a game manager. Kessler is more like that. So I was okay with benching Bortles, keeping Hackett, but when you did both, it was just I don't know. But we'll see what Kessler does. He played decent his rookie year in Cleveland. He ended up getting hurt. Wasn't anything special, but was a backup on a defeated team last year. We got day trading expert. You guys are killing it. Thanks. We appreciate it. Day trading expert. You got any questions for us? You got any thoughts? Anything sports? Who's your team? What do you got? Anything for us?
You briefly mentioned the Steelers game with the Jags. What do you think about the Steelers? I can go both ways on them. I don't know how I feel.
Before they played the Jaguars, when they play the Panthers, I was like, they're killing it. Their defense was playing great. They had the most sacks in the NFL. They were playing great run defense. Stephen Tua, I don't know if that's exactly how I pronounce his name. I think he's from Notre Dame.
Tua, yeah.
Tua. He hasn't played the past 2 weeks. Maybe that's why their defense hasn't been as great.
Mm-hmm.
You got, a former first-round pick and from Jacksonville, Tyson Alualu starting for you instead. Can tell you what, he's not good. And James Conner. I think James Conner's tired. He's worn out already. Past 2 weeks, he hasn't done anything.
Would be nice to have that.
He's dropping passes.
Would be nice to have that 8-week fresh bell right now.
I know.
Sure, they're regretting that. Yeah, we'll see. So Saints...
Virginia Tech lost by 1.
Oh snap! We got double upsets in the college basketball today. Yeah, we'll see. So Saints got a showdown with the Steelers soon in a couple weeks here. We'll see what happens. It'll be a good offensive matchup. Both of their defenses are.
T.J. Watt's unreal.
Yeah.
He's unreal.
Speaking of brothers, we saw T.J. Watt coming in. In the draft, come draft time, they didn't believe in him. Still slid in the draft. Do you think Bosa's gonna stay up at the top or top pick? You think he deserves it? You think his brother helps? So what's up here?
Bosa, something's wrong with them. Bosa held out from the Chargers for forever his rookie year. You got his brother leaving Ohio State to get ready for the draft. You're like, what are these guys doing? Like, Bosa has barely played hasn't played this year. It's like, what are y'all thinking?
Yeah.
He's gonna go high just because his brother is so good.
Mm-hmm.
He's so good of right now.
He's good. The thing is,
he's going to perform. Pass rushers are always needed.
Mm-hmm.
They're becoming more and more important as quarterbacks are dropping back. You need that speed to get after them as you have all these sliding pockets now in the NFL, these creative offenses. You need that speed to get after them. So, yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, I'm there with you. I mean, he's really good. The small flashes he's shown, but I think I mean there's so much D line talent in this coming year in the draft. So it wouldn't be he's got to perform in his pro day to make sure he can stay there at the top. Maybe we can close out talking a little bit about college football playoff though.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, let's see. Day trading expert. Oh, you like Notre Dame? Okay. So y'all, great non-conference team. You got that automatic lock into the playoffs because you go undefeated. Yeah. You got no pressure game to play in the last week of the season. Okay. Yeah, you ain't beating Alabama. I'm sorry. Even with Mac Jones at quarterback, you couldn't beat him. I'm just kidding.
Shout out Mac Jones.
I'm just kidding. Notre Dame, great. Y'all had a great year going undefeated. Congrats to you. I thought this was going to be a bust year. I thought you're going to be firing your coach.
Book is the truth. For them.
Yes.
For them.
Yes. I think Clemson, Notre Dame, automatic lock. Clemson, I think automatic lock.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama, automatic lock.
Even if they lose, yeah.
Even if they lose, I believe so. It's that 4 spot. You got Georgia at 4 right now. If they lose, they're out, which sucks.
They're good. They're really good.
They win, they're in with 2, same as last year. Next up, I think, is Oklahoma. I think it has to be Oklahoma. Ohio State. Ohio State has not looked good the past 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they whipped up on Michigan. But I'm not letting that cover up what happened the previous 2 weeks and that loss they had against Purdue. That was ugly. Very ugly. They did not look good. I'm taking Oklahoma again over Ohio State. Sorry, UCF, no.
Especially without Milton.
Yeah, especially without Milton. Wouldn't even happen with them.
Yeah.
You could have said LSU, except for that loss they just had. Ruined their chances. Fourth quarter, coach getting Gatorade dunked on them. They thought they won. Hour and a half later, you lose in 7 overtimes.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah, so we're looking at Notre Dame, Clemson, maybe some Bama, Oklahoma action, which, man, that Oklahoma defense, that Big 12 defense, non-existent. So,
non-existent.
Dude, Tua and Jalen Hurts, I think they both got some playing time in that game against Oklahoma. It's, man, they might press Texas A&M for that 78 that they hit. They might be trying to hit that number. So I think that game gets ugly quickly. Notre Dame, Clemson. Notre Dame can hang in there. I could see.
I like Notre Dame. Clemson, you have the freshman quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying he can't get it done. He can sling it. But I like Notre Dame and the presence they have over Clemson for that game. It's going to be those two playing each other.
Yeah.
It's even if no one's going to jump Alabama for one. Well, I guess
if they lose.
Well, if Alabama loses, but I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I give a slight edge to Clemson if I'm being honest. I think that defense is top notch. It's right there with Bama's, though. Bama's defense this year is a little down than usual. I think those two defenses, Bama and Clemson, I think those get them to the championship. Those two teams, but this is just by far the greatest Alabama offense we've ever seen.
Unreal.
And I see Bama. I see Clemson and Alabama being head and shoulders above the rest of the college football. the whole all the teams in the country, and between those two, I see Bama head and shoulders above Clemson. Sorry,
Yeah.
so yeah, I think we get the three-peat here in the rematch of the championship. I think Bama takes it, and it's easy to take the chalk while it looks that way, but can't see it any other way.
If we're guaranteeing an Alabama championship, are we guaranteeing a LeBron James championship? Nah, that streak ended last year, but I mean, you can't argue against Alabama. You can't bet against Alabama.
Yeah.
They're that good. They're that consistent. Nick Saban knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I think Tua's on the trajectory to be a two-time Heisman #1 pick in the draft. I think that's what we're looking at.
That would be nuts.
I think that's what we're looking at here, man. As long as he stays healthy.
As long as he doesn't hit his 6'7" offensive lineman in the head in the NFL. He's really got to drop back. I don't know. I know he's small. I know he's getting it done. But him and Drew Brees, similar statue. They don't throw the same way. That's for sure. He'll have some adapting to do if he does make it to the NFL. Anything else, chat? Day trading expert. Yes, no love for UCF. I'm sorry. It'll be a fun show when UCF plays Florida in a bowl game. Hopefully they try to move it, try to get that game to Atlanta. Could be a booming game for the state of Florida. That would be pretty crazy. But UCF's not gonna get Auburn like they did last year. UCF wanted to prove themselves. They wanted to prove they could go undefeated. I don't think Auburn really cared that much. You know, those bowl games, our season's over. You're not playing for something. UCF was playing for something at that moment. So I don't think Florida will play like that. Dan Mullen's going to have them make a statement. Florida's probably not happy with all these people talking UCF so good. They're like, all right, let's whoop up on them right quick. Yes, with that quarterback they found. Yes, and 9 years after Tim Tebow. Yes, Felipe Franks. Dan Mullen's made a great stride in their offense. Felipe Franks is playing better. He's only a sophomore. I'm not saying he's good. I'm not saying he's good.
Don't go there.
I'm not saying he's good. But Dan Mullen's worked. I saw the comparison. It was their offensive ranks last year to their offensive ranks this year, and almost every single stat they went up like over 110 spots. Like they've increased their offensive production drastically. Last 3 weeks, Felipe's playing great. He's still not making every throw. You can't expect the quarterback in college to make every throw every single time as a sophomore, except for Tua. And score prediction, UCF Florida, if this happens, which it will happen. They're going to make it happen. Unless, when Memphis beats UCF, I guess that can't happen. So I'm gonna say no score prediction on UCF Florida because UCF's losing to Memphis in the championship game.
Bold. That's a hot take right there if I ever heard one. Jeez.
That's the team who gave them the most struggle this year was Memphis.
1 point game.
Yep. And then Memphis the next week got destroyed. Got absolutely destroyed.
Yeah.
And now you got no quarterback. Memphis wants that revenge. They're smelling it. I like it happening.
We'll see.
So, you good?
Yeah.
All right, dude.
I'm good.
Thanks for joining us, Day Trading Expert. Thanks for, keeping the chat lively. Chat, thanks for listening to us. Go to Twitter, go to Instagram, comment at us, tweet at us. We'll answer your questions. No doubt. We love our fans. Peace.